Yo, what up guys, Mr. Gross here, back from MBL Starcast. In today's video I'm going to be looking at the mastery changes for Season 4 for the jungle. So I'm going to be explaining about what points you want to be taking when playing in the jungle for this new season with all the changed masteries. This jungle is more looking at a tanky kind of jungle instead of a sort of damage jungle. So champions like sort of Hecarim, Jarvan, you could go kind of sitting down this route, or you could go down an 8 or more sort of damage heavy mastery page, which I'll do a separate video for, sort of like the champions like Kha'Zix, your Rengas and your Lee Sins and so forth. But this is more looking down the sort of tanky option and just trying to be a sort of nuisance and an unkillable force for your team. So starting off with 9 points in the offense tree, we're going to take 4 out of 4 points in Fury, giving us 5% additional attack speed and what we start off with, which is really nice for say Hecarim or anyone. It allows you to clear your camps faster. In this I do not actually take Butcher, for example, though if I was playing taking a more damage route with my masteries I would take Butcher, but I kind of cover that up in my defensive tree, so that's the reason I haven't gone for it in this offense. So moving on, I then take a point, expose weakness, damage an enemy with a spell, increases allied champion's damage to that enemy by 1% for the next 3 seconds, so you know, it's pretty nice stuff. Along from that I then take brute force at max level, that's so 3 out of 3 points. Basically that gives me 10 attack damage at level 18, which works out to 0.55 per level, so you know, it's a nice little amount. Every kind of little help, especially when you go in this kind of tanky route, because I'm not looking to build any damage items, so any damage I can kind of come across through masteries and runes is always nice. And then on top of that I gain the additional 5 attack damage from the martial mastery. Oh, lost my words there. So yeah, with the martial mastery and the brute force mastery, that's in a total of 15 attack damage at level 18, so which is really nice, or 5.55 at level 1. So you know, all counts, and that's my 9 points I look to take in the offense tree for jungling. Moving on to the defense tree, I put 21 points down this, leaving utility all as lone, forever alone. So starting off, I take 2 points in block, reduces incoming damage from champion basic attacks by 2, so you know, nice for team fights, for going ganking, makes me a little bit more stronger and all that good stuff. I then take enchanted armor, 2 points out of 2, and that increases bonus armor and magic resistance by 5%. Really nice, increases the stats. We love increasing stats, I certainly do anyway. From there I then go to unyielding, obviously where I'm a melee champion. It reduces all incoming damage from champions by 2, so again, you know, working with my block, it all kind of mounts up. I then take veteran scars, which will give me an additional 36 health from level 1 and all the way up to level 18. I have that, but it's kind of more seen at level 1, which makes me a little bit more tankier for when I'm killing these mobs. Along from that, I then take a 1 point in the oppression, reduces damage taken by 3% from enemies that have impaired movement, i.e. slow snares, taunts, stuns, etc. and etc. From that, then I then take a point in Juggernaut. The 1 out of 1 increases your maximum health by 3%. You know, lovely jubbly. Again, something boosting my stats, and you know, just love stat boosting. I swear it's that. I then take 1 point in hardness instead of the possible 3, so I only gain 2 armor. If you take all 3, you only gain up to 5 armor, so we're not missing out on anything too special really there. Just need to kind of take something so that I can move down lower in this defensive tree. And then I also take 1 point in resistance. Again, like hardness, really don't gain much. You only get the 2 magic resist, but you get 5 if you max level it, but really it's nothing too special. It's just, again, kind of move down this tree. I then take full points, 3 out of the 3 in perseverance, that's the one. I get stuck on that word. Regenerates plus 3% of health missing every 5 seconds, so really nice because you're always running pretty low in the jungle and team fight, or when you team fights waiting for something to happen, you know, regenerating HP, running in between lanes and in between camps. Regenerating HP is always nice. Swiftness reduces the effectiveness of slows by 10%, so kind of makes your life a bit easier if someone's trying to slow you whilst ganking them. Yeah, it's all good stuff. I then look to take 1 point in Second Wind, increases self-healing, health regen, lifesteal and spell vamp by 10% when below 25% health, so, you know, good for kind of clearing sort of camps if you're on low HP, and also, of course, for team fights, you know, makes me really kind of a lot stronger, and that kind of works really well on any champion, to be honest. From there I then take 2 out of the 4 points available in Tenacious, so that gives me 2 armor and 1 magic resistance for each nearby enemy champion out of a possible 4 armor and 2 magic resist for all each nearby enemy champion, so it's all good. I then look to take the runic shield. The 1 out of 1 points of that. Start the game with 50 health shield. This shield regenerates each time after respawning, so you know it's an additional shield. If you if you add the veteran scars on top of that, that's 86 kind of additional HP that you start off with. Even though it's not a HP, it's a shield, and it resets every time you back, so kind of just reduces that little bit of front damage, which is nice, and it's good for this kind of tanky jungler route. And finally, for my last point in defense, I take 1 in Legendary Guardian. Reduces the duration of crowd control effects by 15%, so again, you know, really nice for team fights, ganking and all that good stuff. So like I said, this is more of a tanky route. You wouldn't really play this so much on a Rengar jungle. You may go for a Lee Sin, I guess, if you want to kind of be a bit more tankier than going for the sort of full-on Q them and then they die. So champions like your Nasus jungle, Hecarim jungle, Malphite, anyone who's just big and tanky and you just want to be a nuisance with, I would kind of go down this defensive sort of tree whilst jungling. So hopefully this helps you out, guys. If you have any comments or questions or whatever, drop me a message below and I'll try and get back to it when I can. And yeah, nevertheless, I hope this video has been quite informative like the previous ones I've done for these mastery changes, and I will catch you later on. Peace.